Hello racing fans, Numbers Guy here with our continuation of last year's Breeders' Cup recap. And this race is the Breeders' Cup Turf Mile. And this was a shocking upset. 64 to 1 shot Court Vision scored by a nose over 11 to 1 shot Tour Allure with a 6 to 5 shot Goldie Kova coming in third. As I looked at this race, the more I looked at it, the more it looked to me like almost everybody in here had a shot, had a very good shot based on their numbers and the patterns, including the winner Court Vision. Now I look at him, he had a last race 6-7, which certainly was not out of any picture here at all. The horse that ran the best last race number was Courageous Cat, who had just a horrific trip, got pounded by Goldie Kova in the stretch. I'm just shocked that Goldie Kova was not disqualified for that, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, Courageous Cat had the best last race number coming in. It had actually a very strong pattern coming in. You can see the 7-5 back in June, improved to the 5-9 and down to the 4-7. Figured to run well. I probably would have run better without the huge amount of trouble. Anyway, he checks in last. Other horses with really good numbers here Get Stormy, 5-8, improving from a 7-8 to a 7-3, down to a 5-8, and he comes in next to last. Those were some of the strongest numbers, but Tour Allure certainly figured. 9-8 in June, improves to a 9-3, improves to a 7-4, improves to a 5-1. Very strong pattern, very good numbers. So 11 to 1 on this horse was really a bargain. Going back up to Court Vision, you can see, okay, in April he ran a 9-2 and then regressed a little bit, 10-6, improves to a 9-6, and in September, after a little bit of layoff, improves again to a 6-7. So he's on the improve. The 6-7 is not much slower than the 4-7. Certainly doesn't warrant him being 60 to 1 in the race. Anyway, the horse that came in as a giant favorite was Goldie Kova, and I don't have much to show you because she mainly races around the world, but she won Breeders' Cups before and was considered the horse to beat, although even in Europe they considered that maybe she was a step slower this year around. And if you didn't single her, I almost think you had to bet everybody in this race. And she checked in third again. I thought she should have been disqualified for the infractions and the trouble she caused, especially Courageous Cat. Gio Ponte figured with his last race 5-6. Again, you can see a nice improving pattern. Mr. Commons actually has a nice improving pattern, just a little bit slower than the top horses. Sydney's Candy figured right there. In fact, everybody in this race, just about everybody, looked to me like had a forward-moving, excellent pattern, or else had excellent European races, which at the mile on the turf always makes them strong. Anyway, this race right here, it almost looked like if you weren't going to single Goldie Kova, that you likely should have pushed the all button, which would have been a bonus, because you would have scored with a 65 to 1 winner, and 11 to 1 second. The exacta paid nearly $2,000. And these two certainly were as good as anybody else in the race. Anyway, that's our recap for the Breeders' Cup Turf Mile, and we'll be back with the big Breeders' Cup Classic next.